Hello, everyone. Welcome. Come on in. Hi, how are you? Hi, and welcome to Life Coach University. So this is the place where coaches have gathered from around the globe for one mission, which is to coach millions more. So here you can be coached on many topics ranging from business, finance, relationships, careers, spirituality, manifestation, setting boundaries, negative emotions, and many more. And all the coaches here do it for love, for the love of humanity and wanting to leave something amazing for the next generation. So I am Davina Johnson. I'm a C-section coach and I'm your coach for February to give you 28 days of self-love, and we're on day 20. So are we ready? Again, my name's Davina Johnson and welcome to 28 days of self-love, day 20. The chat and Q&A box are open, so if anything comes up as I'm talking, please put it in there and I will gladly answer it at the end. And day 20 is all about gratitude. So I love this practice. I practice gratitude all throughout the day, if I can. And it's something that I found not too many years ago, actually. I would say that, I've always been a thankful person, but actually having a practice of gratitude a few years ago. And I can say that it really is life-changing when you start to use gratitude. There have been many, many studies about what gratitude can do for the human body and mind. Some of them are they can improve your sleep, they increase all the happy endorphins in your body, decrease stress, increase love, increase good relationships, really affecting your relationships in a positive way, all relationships, whether that's romantic or work-wise, family-wise, really having a sense of being appreciative of all things can really change your mindset and push you in a really positive direction. And I had a client who, at the time, her words were everything was falling apart. So for her, work wasn't going well. She wasn't getting the promotion that she wanted to do. She wasn't enjoying the company of her work colleagues. She didn't like the home that she was living in. She really wanted to move out and felt like she couldn't. She said that the chores in the house were getting on top of her. She just felt like the house was a mess and that she just couldn't get on top of it. She felt like her body wasn't how she wanted it to be and she couldn't find the time to exercise. Her romantic relationship was not going well. She wanted to leave that relationship, but wasn't sure she could. Her family relationships were not good either. She'd found out some friends had been talking behind her back. And so just to her, everything was just wrong. Everything felt like it was crashing down. And her words are, it's all falling apart and I don't know where to turn. So I know from using it myself, from using this with other clients, as soon as I heard this, I knew that gratitude, a practice of gratitude is what this client needed. And I asked her about gratitude and had she heard about it, have you tried it? And she said that there's nothing to be grateful for. She hasn't got anything to be grateful for. Everything is falling down. And I said, well, let's just try it here now, on our session. Let's just try it. Let's just have a really good think. Like, what's just one thing? Can you just think of one thing in your life right now? One thing that you can be grateful for, just one. And she thought about it and she said, well, at least I have a job. Like, yeah, that's one. You have a job, it gives you an income for you to look after yourself and your children. Yeah, that's one thing. Is there anything else? And she said, well, then, I'm in my home, a home that she owns. I said, yeah, you own that home. You own your own home. That is something that you could be grateful for. Is there anything else? And we kept going and we kept going and we kept going. And we ended up coming up with about 10 different things that she could be grateful for. We went through her health, her children are healthy, her family are healthy, the fact that she can look outside, the fact that she can go outside, the fact that she can walk around, the fact that she has a bed that she can sleep soundly in. Her children can sleep soundly in their beds. The fact that she woke up this morning, the fact that she has food in her cupboards, the fact she had money in her bank account. Sometimes when we constantly think about the problem or the issue that we feel that we have, it can become all-consuming. But just giving yourself some time to think about what is going well, because there is something. It feels like in the moment when you're concentrating on all the issues that nothing's going well, nothing. But there is something. There is something that's going well, and there is something that you can be grateful for. And I can promise you that when you start to think about that, when you think about what that thing is that you can be grateful for, it will shift your perspective, it shifts your mind. Another thing to know, that your brain, and those of you that have been on my sessions already know that I love to talk about the brain, but the brain always wants you to be right. It always wants you to be right. So if you say everything's falling apart, your brain will instantly go and find things to make you right, because it wants you to be right. So it will go and find all the things to make you feel like your life is falling apart, because that's what you're saying. So the brain's like, right, yeah, got it. Let me start looking for all the things that are falling apart and bring them to you. So just remind you, bring them into the forefront of your mind so we can be right. Yes, everything's falling apart. But you know, it also works in the opposite way. So if you tell your mind that I'm so grateful for my children, so grateful for my house, I'm so grateful my house is warm, I'm so grateful for the food that I ate today. The brain's like, oh, is that what we're doing? Great. And it'll just start finding them. It'll just start finding all these things to be grateful for. And that alone, with the things that I mentioned earlier about the benefits, when you're grateful, it increases happiness. So in your body now, so your brain's like, oh yeah, we're on a grateful train. Let's start finding all those things. And it sends signals to your body. And then your body's like, oh, right, yeah, that's all great. I feel good. I'm feeling so good. Starting to feel really happy now. Starting to feel really positive now. They're all connected. This week's all about the soul, right? Feed your soul with good words, good things that you're happy about. You'll find that your thoughts change and that your body will change. It's all connected, all connected. And it's all with what we say, words that come out of our mouths and the things that we think. So you can practice gratitude. So at times I do it very first thing in the morning. The first thing I do, actually, even before I get out of the bed, as I open my eyes, I say, thank you for sending me another perfect day. And that's just something that I say every morning, just as I open my eyes, either whisper it or like just say it in my mind, but I just say, thank you for sending me another perfect day. Because that's what I want to focus on. And I want my brain to start looking to all the things that are perfect for me. And other times that I practice gratitude, and it is a practice, that's why it's called a practice. So it's something that you will learn to do. But in times when things might be feeling strained or struggled, at times that I try to just kick in and remember that. So if, I don't know, the Wi-Fi is not working and I really need it to work, and I'm just like, for goodness sake, and the Wi-Fi just work, and it's like, oh, I'm so thankful that I get to meet my client. That would be one of the reasons that I'd be wanting the Wi-Fi. It's because I'm going to go and have a session with a client, you know, like, or maybe I went to go to the kitchen and went to go and get something to eat, and I found out that my partner had already eaten it. That happens. For goodness sake. And then I'm just like, oh, I'm thankful that I have another choice and that I can eat something else. Just really just shifts you, because it's really easy. This is the other thing for you to know. It's so much easier for your brain and mind to go on that negative train. Like, it's just so easy. It's just like instantly, as soon as something bad's happening, as soon as you're feeling bad, like instantly your brain will just be like, yeah, let's go, and it runs away with it. And have you found that? Like, have you ever found that, like, once you find the one bad thing, then the whole day's bad? You know, everything's bad, nothing's going well, like, because it's just so easy for it to just run on that train, which is why it's called a gratitude practice, because you need to practice, you need to tell your brain, your body, that you're in control, and this is what we're doing today. Actually, no, we're not on that train, we're on this one, which is a gratitude one, and we're thankful for this and we're thankful for that. Over time, it'll become very easy for you, and you'll just start to live like in a different space. Just in it doesn't mean that things don't happen that don't annoy you. Like I was saying, like on those examples that I gave, things happen because life happens, things happen, but we don't need to stay there. We don't need to stay in that. We can move out of it. Things can happen that we're not happy with, that we wish could have maybe have gone a different way, but we can move out of it. We don't need to stay there. We don't need to spiral. We can move into this place of positive and thankful and gratitude. And it's a practice that I say I've done for many years now, and it really works. It really does work. So another way you can also do it, I do this also, is you can write it down either in the morning or before you go to bed, something that you're grateful for. And it can just be one thing. If you're someone who journals, I journal every night. So I do it at night. As I journal about my day, normally at the end, I'll just say, and I'm grateful for whatever that might be that day. And it's just a nice thing to go to bed with the last thing in your mind being what you're grateful for, because most likely you'll easily wake up to something that you're grateful for too. Again, you know, it's a practice, something that you can do. If you're someone who maybe has time in the mornings, you could write something in the morning that you're grateful for. But definitely one to maybe just start with, if it's like a completely new thing to you, would be when you open your eyes. That's the best time. When you open your eyes in the morning, just one thing that you're grateful for. Okay, so let me just have a look at the chat and Q&A. Please just put anything in there. If anything come up for you, if anything resonates with anyone, please just put it in the chat, or if you have any questions on gratitude or what you can do, or if you do it already, let me know. And we've just got a question up here that says, I will try to wake up saying, thank you for a perfect day. Lately, I've been waking up with dread because I wake up tired, right? And there's so much there that I would love to be able to ask you about when you wake up tired, like how has your day been? What time have you been going to bed? How have you been feeling? Are there things in particular that's been making you tired in the day? Have you been not sleeping well? There's lots of things I'd love to be able to ask you about that. And I did some other sessions. I don't know if you've watched other sessions that I've done, but I've done great ones on sleep, on how to get optimal sleep. So please look at that if you're having trouble sleeping. There's another one that says, I feel so fake to be grateful when things aren't going well. How do you start being grateful when it feels so fake? Yeah, so is it fake? So let's just say, let's just take it one that we can all agree on right now as something to be grateful for, that we're alive. Like what's fake about it? Because you don't, I would hope, want to be dead right now. So what makes you feel like it's fake? Is it because the sense of what the things that aren't going well are so strong, because I feel so strong that to find gratefulness, it feels like that's just not a strong, it's not a strong enough feeling for you? Do you feel like that's what makes it fake? Because if you really think about just those basic things of having food and water and being alive, those are things that we really do want, right? So we really are thankful for those things. So I would just ask, yeah, what makes it feel fake to you? And if that is a feeling that you're having, what I can say is practice. Practice, practice, practice will start to make it feel real to you. because you'll start to ponder on it. You'll start to think about it. If you were to just pick one of the things that you are, something that you are thankful for, and if you just start to ponder on it, maybe pondering on if you didn't have it, how would you feel? It will start to feel real for you, but definitely practice. And we have another question that's popped up here that says, sometimes I'm having a good day, then someone comes along and says something mean. Then I wish I never had met them. Do I need to be grateful for people that annoy me? I would say no. I don't think you should be grateful for people that annoy you. And I totally understand, like, because life happens, right? We're having a good day and then someone or something can come along to knock us off, kind of thing, to knock us off. And it's not so much being grateful for those people that annoy you, but maybe grateful for the fact that you don't need to let, I don't need to let that in. Also, it's all about them and not about you, just so that, just in case that person that's come along and maybe says something mean, that is all about them. So you could be grateful for the fact that that is nothing to do with me. All of that is all to do with them and nothing to do with me. You can be grateful that you're going to choose to keep your peace. So I'm not even gonna let that affect me, because that's all them. Let me just keep my peace. Let me keep my peace. Let me remember that that's all about that person. And I'm just gonna really concentrate on me right now. Again, as I keep saying, it's a practice. So it's not like this is just gonna happen. It might not happen overnight, but this is definitely a practice. Just remembering that, yeah, if someone does say something mean, that is really nothing to do with you and all about them. And you're just gonna really concentrate on you right now. And maybe even if you have, I used to have on my phone, but just because I do this all the time now, but if you do have a gratitude list of things that you're really grateful for, and that you can just really like look at your phone sometimes when you're having a bad day maybe, or something's happened, just looking at that list and just remembering that that is so small, not interested in any of that. Let me look at this and just remind myself of what life is actually about, not about that. Let's see how that goes. And just got another one that has popped up here. In fact, there are a lot of things that we can be grateful for that we don't even notice until we lose them. So it's not fake to feel grateful every day. I agree. Yes, definitely, I agree. We move with life, life happens, it goes quickly, and we have jobs, we have really children and partners, and day-to-day life, day-to-day life keeps going. So it can be hard sometimes to come into the present and to be grateful for those things, and to remember to be grateful for those things. It could be very basic things, but yeah, I agree with you that it's definitely not fake to be grateful. It's definitely not fake. We don't have to be in that negative place. We don't have to stay with the things that aren't going well. It's definitely not fake to just think, you know what, that wasn't great, that's not great, but let me be grateful for this. And if you can hear, I've got my son is awake. So I am going to have to go now, but thank you everybody for attending. My name again is Davina Johnson. I'm a C-section coach. You can find me on Instagram at C-section coach and at davinajohnson.com if you want to contact me. And I will be back tomorrow for day 21. Talk soon.